3:28 a.m.
We did not come to play this year. If you guys thought last year was crazy, oh, you just wait. My channel is normally PG-13, but viewer discretion is advised for the lookbook that you're about to see.
3 weeks later.
TGIF, you guys, I hope everyone had an absolutely incredible week and that everyone is smiling and ready for the weekend ahead of us.
12 seconds later.
Butt crack.
There's so much drama going on right now. Hey, what is up all my social climbing friends? It's Dustin and I am back with another video. I just want to apologize in advance. If you hear something in the background, it's probably my cat or my house guests. I do have kids over. They're watching SpongeBob and stuff. I'm going to do my best to try to edit that out so you don't hear that. But if you do, by the slight chance, I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you clicked on this video, you want the tea on James Charles, and boy, there is no lack of that lately. As you guys know, or may not know, I was going to make a video about it, but I didn't really get all the receipts. Shane Dawson the other day got hacked on Twitter, and apparently there's been quite a few people that have been hacked because their Twitters are starting to put out like crazy stuff. It just happens like really randomly. But yesterday, James Charles's Twitter got hacked, and boy, was it a mess. So if you guys used Twitter yesterday, you would know that you would have seen James Charles's butt crack. We're going to get into that shortly. I just wanted to briefly disclaim that I am in no way trying to judge James or anyone that this has happened to, because I know that Bella Thorne had this happen to her too, and a lot of people came at me yesterday. I get that we're not going to agree on everything. That is perfectly fine. I'm here reporting the news. Sometimes I insert my opinion, sometimes I don't, and in this situation, like, I get both sides. I understand why James tweeted out this picture, but I also get that he has a really young demographic, and I've had like Trisha Paytas thrown up in my face quite a few times over this, and the argument is that she has a young subscriber base. In my opinion, she doesn't, because she has content that's geared toward like adults and stuff. She has a private Snapchat and things like that. And when you see her meet and greets, it's usually people that are in their like early 20s, late 20s, 30s. It's never children like you see in the meet and greets that Morphe, that James Charles posts. So I get both sides of it. The demographic is young for James. However, I do think that parents do need to monitor what their children watch online and the content that they consume. Now that I've got that out of the way, y'all don't come for me. Literally, I'm just reporting the news. But yesterday, James Charles' Twitter got hacked, and he ended up tweeting out a picture of his butt crack. And I get the whole thing about taking power back over people. We've seen Lady Gaga do that, as well as Bella Thorne, and I think a few other people. I think Whitney Cummings, or there's some comedian, I think that's her name. I used to watch her stand up. I think she did the same thing. People were coming for her. There was like an alleged like nude leak, and she tweeted out her pictures, which is perfectly fine. I get that, but her demographic is obviously like adults. But after this happened and James Charles got back into his account, he said that he's only ever taken one nude, and this was it. I'm obviously not going to insert it here. I believe that it's still on his Twitter. He also posted it on his Instagram as well, because he said that they also took over his Instagram account. I'm not aware of that. I did not look at that. I was not even like privy to that. So if they did take his Instagram account, that sucks. He did end up getting all of his social media back if they did take it. I know for a fact that they did take his Twitter, and that it actually lost its verification briefly, and then it went back up. But people started tweeting at James under this picture, and one person said, literally no one asked for this. And James Charles responded and said, well, I didn't ask to have my security and privacy threatened either. I'm not even gonna act like I know what that word is. So this is me taking back ownership of the situation. Move on with your day. Another person replied and said, you have fans that are children that look up to you. You're sick as f. And James replied and said, it's a butt. Get over it. And someone tweeted back to James about this picture and said, how long did you have to fight with your management team about this? And he said approximately 8 minutes. Now the tea with this is, a lot of people are saying that it's like an AT&T issue, but other people are saying that other cell phone companies have this as well. People are saying that hackers or whatever are able to call into like phone companies and pretend that they're this person like Shane Dawson or James Charles, for example, and get their information and have the SIM card that's in their phone switched over to their number. And then with that process of elimination would tell me that if you were to have someone's phone number, you could then bypass two-step because you could reset a password. And that's how I think that they're getting into these accounts. I don't know. I think Keemstar is going to talk about that, or has talked about that. Don't really watch Keemstar that much. But James Charles tweeted out and said, said, at AT&T, my AT&T phone number was compromised earlier today and all of my social media accounts were therefore hacked. Your fraud department just hung up on me. Contact me immediately. This is a major security threat and my lawyer will be reaching out. Now, I totally understand and can relate to this issue with James. I've had my information compromised many times before in the past, believe it or not. Not really regarding like social media, but like people trying to steal my identity and things like that. And I understand why he would be upset by this. You can't really fault the guy for being upset that his information was compromised. We've seen this in the past with Sephora, with like Jeffree Star, and there's a few other YouTubers, I believe something like this has happened with them in the past as well. Now, I did want to get feedback from you guys because obviously we all have differing opinions. I encourage a good, healthy debate on this channel. I like to know your opinion, even if you don't really agree with me on mine. And my opinion in this situation is just that James Charles's demographic is too young for him to be tweeting out these pictures. That's just my personal opinion. I do get that he is aging and that his demographic is like growing up with him, kind of, sort of, but also there are like really young children that watch him. And at the end of the day, it is his social media account. He can post what he wants. And even with Jeffree Star, we see him posting pictures like him on the beach with his whole butt hanging out. But I do feel like his demographic is different. I'm not trying to say that one is any better than the other in this situation when it comes to like posting like provocative pictures. Like, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that being mindful of your audience and your demographic could go a long way, and it could stop people like saying things about James. I know you watch these videos about you, James, and I know that you watch my videos specifically because the other day I posted that video about you and Sam Cooke and you blocked me on Twitter and I haven't even tweeted at you in God knows how long. I don't hate you, dude. I just think that your management team sucks and that you just think you know everything when you really don't. You're really young and you have a very young audience. But I ended up tweeting out yesterday something along the lines of, what is your opinion? I want to know your feedback. And I said that your responses may be included in my video. And I did get a really good response that I wanted to insert here. Mom of twins said, my daughter is 14 and niece 8. Watch him. My niece is only 8. I don't agree with him showing his ass to small children. He knows his demographic. Honestly, whose children need to see his ass? Nobody's. But there is more tea with that as well. James Charles did say that the only picture that he's ever taken like this was the one that he posted, but if you remember a year or so ago on Snapchat, he did have a picture leak of him like standing in the mirror in the bathroom with his hands all over his private parts. And obviously I'm not gonna put that in here, and I'm not gonna like try to blur it out because that's like, listen girl, it's been a hard month here on YouTube.
Also, just really quickly, while I was editing this video and going back through my receipts, I did realize that James Charles posted on his Instagram as well about this, and then he posted this screenshot from Twitter where he was actually trending and there was over 100,000 tweets about this incident. There's a whole bunch of memes going around now. I think that James Charles really does enjoy this attention. I think that he likes the attention. I think that he also likes being in the limelight as far as things with scandals go. I mean, who doesn't like attention? But I feel like this is negative attention. If I was hacked, I would not want people to like really like acknowledge me or acknowledge the fact that I was hacked or that there could possibly be pictures of me out there for the world to see. So in some way, I do feel like this is almost like a boastful situation for James. I don't really know, but let me know what you think about this down below as well. And now we can get back to the video.
And now it's like my neighbors cutting their grass, so it's getting like really loud. This video I intended to be much longer. I wanted to talk about Spill because if you guys don't know who Spill is, it's another channel here. And there's a lot going on with that channel. If you guys watch them, I definitely suggest that you go watch Petty Paige's video. She's doing like a whole like series pretty much on how YouTube is out to get drama and commentary channels and maybe even like corporations. It's definitely worth looking at. I will link it in the description box of this video. And that is also why my watermarks on my screenshots are there if you have any question. But you guys, it's getting increasingly hard because I have people in my house and my neighbors cutting their grass. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I really want to know what you guys think about this whole entire situation. What do you think about James? What do you think about how he reacted? And what do you think about like YouTubers in general being hacked and their privacy being like exploited? I do not agree with that. I don't think that that's okay. Even if you don't like someone or you don't agree with them, I've seen people engaging and saying that this is right and this should have happened and this is what he deserved, but I don't really believe that at all. I believe that everybody is entitled to their privacy and that should not be breached. But you guys, let me know what you think about all this down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.